It's the 20th EY Entrepreneur of the Year, the awards show that takes a bird's eye view on the best of business success across the island. From coast to coast, representing every corner of the country, 24 pioneers of industry and endeavour have been chosen. Tonight, 5 more nominees.
I've always liked taking risks, but I suppose that's part and parcel of being an entrepreneur as well, isn't it?
Food is the first thing that we do, and food is the last thing that we talk about always doing.
If you believe in it, you can do it, and we've done it on the hurling field, and that transfers across then to your attitude in business.
My granduncle, I think, would be very impressed knowing that we bought out Westport House, because my grandfather was a tenant farmer on that estate. So the whole thing has gone full circle.
I would encourage anybody that's sitting there going, they've got an itch to scratch, you know, you don't want to be lying on your deathbed going, oh if.
24 are chosen, and in 4 weeks' time, at a gala awards night, one will be crowned the EY Entrepreneur of the Year 2017. High flyer Ciara Donlan's company is rewriting the rules for post-surgery lingerie. Just over 2 years after liftoff, FEA Healthcare's revolutionary range of bras and briefs are providing a much-needed alternative in an underserved market.
I had a lingerie shop in Ranelagh called Cupcakes Lingerie for a few years, and I specialise in maternity, and actually I had a lot of breast cancer survivors coming into me looking for comfortable, supportive and feminine lingerie while they were trying to recover. And I had a look at the market and it didn't exist. So I interviewed 80 breast cancer survivors as part of my market research and got myself a lingerie designer and came up with a post-operative lingerie range for FEA Healthcare.
FEA Healthcare's innovative bras and briefs are designed for and by the women who use them. The range aids post-operative recovery, but they do so much more than that.
I wore it every night for the first 6 to 7 months because when I left it off, it was uncomfortable because there was a lymph node removal underneath as well.
Okay.
And it had been, you know, a full mastectomy. So in this way, once I had the bras on at night time, I slept better with them on because the comfort was like an armchair for the breasts. Literally.
I like it. I haven't heard that before.
Absolutely.
I suppose we looked at everything that the women said was a pain point for them and we turned it into a design feature to get rid of that pain point. So everything is super soft. Like our bra has been referred to as a hug and a bra, which we like. I feel like all roads were meant to lead here. And the fact that my gran on the paternal side, Rose, she's a breast cancer survivor and she had a double mastectomy. So for me to be able to help women like her and to make women feel better about themselves and be able to get back to normality faster, that's why I went ahead and did it.
Clinical research in UCD demonstrated that FEA Healthcare's lingerie is highly bacteria resistant, reducing the risk of post-operative infection. Comfortable and fashionable, the range meets the standards required of a medical device, as well as the practical needs of patients and clinicians.
One of the things that we've changed actually is the pads.
The fact that it has so many good features associated with this in terms of softness, easy access, multiple ways to open and close, the fact that there's no clips at the back, makes it easy for the patients in the first few days. And most of the patients find them very comfortable and they report them to be comfortable and soft. But it also is easy for us to check dressings and change dressings and things like that.
Ciara had a few diversions on her route to entrepreneurship. At one stage, she considered her options as a pilot. But with FEA Healthcare, her flight plan is locked in now.
Learned how to fly in a plane like that, actually. I worked in Weston in a flying school, which is now gone, actually, for a year as an ops manager, and they pretty much paid me in flying lessons.
Okay, Ciara, ready?
Yeah.
Right, off we go. So I'm just going to fly full power.
I absolutely loved it, learned how to fly, but I went back into the corporate world, into marketing, because I was too poor. needed to earn some real money again. The thing that appeals to me the most about flying is being in control. Also the peace that you get when you're up there and the aspect of looking down at the world from a different viewpoint. I really like that. But one of my favourite parts used to be the emergency landing circus that we had to do here. You're coming down with your engines off. And that was one of my favourite parts, actually. Yeah, I've always liked taking risks, but I suppose that's part and parcel of being an entrepreneur as well, isn't it? So.
Filling a hungry gap in the modern consumer market is Sam Denigan's Strong Roots. Frozen vegetables with a contemporary twist. To keep in touch with the food fans that were the inspiration for Strong Roots, Sam regularly packs up the food truck and heads out to food festivals like Dublin's Big Grill.
It's far from standard fare here. I mean, you've got the burgers and stuff, but you've got the best cuts of meat. And we're also the only vegetarian option at the festival. So we're pretty unique. We're cool enough to be with the meat guys in a very, very different kind of environment. So the main reason we're here is because our customers are here. There is foodies, there is people who love craft beer, there's people who love barbecue and music, and they're our customers. They're the people that we go after in retail. Strong Roots comes from three things. It comes from a lot of late nights. That's not one of the things. Strong Roots comes from three things. One is my background, my roots in agriculture and my roots in the family business. It comes from the fact that most of and everything that we do have roots. It's all plant-based. And strong is the new skinny.
One of the guiding principles of Strong Roots is that frozen can be as good as fresh. It's an idea that germinated while he was working in the family business in Dublin's traditional fruit and veg market.
I'm a bit of a night owl, so the early mornings weren't my forte. Everyone starts in here between 4 and 5 o'clock, so I struggle to get out of bed, but I did that for about 3 years. You learn very quickly in here that if you don't have the best quality on the market, that you just don't get the customers. They come to you and they tell you what's wrong immediately. So you understand from a very, very young age, you know, what's required and what people want in food.
Sam's heritage may lie in Smithfield Fruit and Veg Market, but he's not hung up on tradition. Strong Roots has contributed to growing a previously stagnant frozen food sector in Ireland. With grocery shopping getting a tech makeover, the company is in the perfect position for another growth spurt.
Yeah, you never saw that. It's been great. We've got a contract with Amazon Fresh to supply into their online platform with all of our products. We're selling into Iceland, Bahrain, Singapore, Dubai, the UK and Ireland and Northern Ireland. So we did that after a very short space of time. Ultimately, what you're doing is you're creating a social community around food. Food is the first thing that we do, and food is the last thing that we talk about always doing. You know, this idea of death row meal or last supper, it's incredibly important to us, and we have a huge visceral emotional attachment to food. You're always experiencing something else, you're always finding something new, and that's what our mantra is. Our mantra is keep digging, and that's about keep trying something new, keep doing something different.
Jack and Declan O'Connor are the power behind BHSL. The company turns poultry litter into an on-farm energy. The idea came from their home farm in West Limerick, located in the heart of poultry country and hurling territory.
We always kind of feel ourselves as underdogs because it's a rural population. We don't have the numbers like they have in the town or city clubs. So we go out there battling and fighting, and we won the county final in 1980. We beat a team that had 3 All-Stars. And you take that lesson with you that if you believe in it, you can do it. And we've done it on the hurling field, and that transfers across then to your attitude in the workplace and in business.
When faced with the challenge of no longer being able to spread the manure from the family poultry farm on the land, Jack developed a unique technology to turn that manure into energy.
We came up with a solution that was on farm, first and foremost. So the manure that was generated on the farm was used as the energy source for that farm. The technology is combustion technology called fluidized bed. We have a major focus now on seeing what other uses this technology can be put to. Fundamentally, we're looking at residues that are rich in carbon, things like municipal sludge, all those materials that are rich in energy and can provide the energy back to the site where they were generated.
I had worked with large corporate organisations for the previous 12 years. I wasn't afraid to think large and big. When I put my money in and put other people's money in, that was my commitment to making this a business Jack's role, and that's why we worked well, was the technical side and mine was the business side.
While the business grew in potential, someone had to keep the poultry farm going, and that fell to Jack's wife, Kushla, a Kiwi and a city slicker to boot.
It wasn't my dream job. I hadn't planned to do it as a child, be a chicken farmer, but no, I like it. What I'm most proud of is the sustainability of it, and that it's the future, and that Jack saw it 20 years ago.
It's been a busy summer for BHSL. With the acquisition of Hydro International, the company will expand into wastewater and municipal sludge. BHSL also raised €7 million in funding, and clients for the patented technology are emerging across the globe, from Saudi Arabia to New Zealand. As the US alone produces 10 billion broiler chickens a year, it's just as well that Declan had his sights set globally from the start.
The state of Maryland awarded us $1 million to bring our technology into a farm in Dorchester County. And that, I suppose, set us off saying, look, our product is beyond West Limerick, beyond Ireland, beyond Europe.
And we'll all go together.
We're a family of 12, 10 boys and 2 girls. I'm the youngest, Jack is number 7. When the company started, it needed real capital, and that capital came from the boys and girls of the family and really got us going. So who's singing here tonight are the people that funded the company on day one. We're doing something that's good. It's good for farming, it's good for the environment, it's good for ourselves. We're doing something useful. So there's a great thrill in that. And I suppose ultimately we hopefully will do something good for the investors that backed us.
As my late mother would say, we'd never use the word proud. We are pleased that we have been able to deliver a solution that more people than ourselves have benefit out of.
Forged in the flames of 2 tumultuous decades, the art of building a business is on the rise again. For 20 years, the EY Entrepreneur of the Year Awards has shone a light on the unsung heroes of business, celebrating the role models and challenging others to emulate them.
Back in 2002, we had a small little airline, Air Ireland. We were growing it, we were passionate about it. We had no money. And the last thing we thought is that the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year programme would be interested in people like us. Look, just between me and you, I couldn't pronounce the word entrepreneur, never mind spell it, never mind understand what it meant. Entrepreneurship was a very uncommon, unused word or term in Ireland at that time. You're either in business or you're not, and you just put the head down and you go as fast as you can. It was an amazing experience. It was one of the best, probably strangest, definitely most exciting, exhilarating experiences of my life.
Well, I was just delighted to be nominated because actually I had been nominated before 2006, but actually I didn't make the shortlist of the 24 finalists. So I was absolutely delighted to have gotten into the final 24. And really, that was probably the extent of my ambition, because when I looked around at the other people and the businesses that were there, I just thought, oh my God, it is a privilege to be part of this. I was shocked when my name was called out, and you could see me saying to my husband, who was beside me, I have no speech as I went up. So I was actually totally surprised.
When we launched the awards, we wanted to really be the voice of entrepreneurship, because we felt that there really wasn't a voice there at the time. And I think in broad terms, probably wasn't really a recognition of the role that entrepreneurship plays in the economy and society. You know, what's really interesting in the few years that I've been involved is that when you see people coming through the emerging category who actually grew up watching the awards program on TV and actually thinking, God, I'd like to do that, I want to do that. It has certainly kind of raised the profile of entrepreneurship, and it has provided some really strong role models over the years.
It has been fantastic, is what I would say, because first of all, I've met phenomenal people, and I think business is all about relationships, and it's about the people you meet, it's about the people you do business with, it's about your team, and for me it's been an extraordinary privilege to both work with and have as customers some extraordinary people.
In my time, it was a very lonely furrow, but now because of the Ernst Young Entrepreneur of the Year, there's a sense of, wow, entrepreneurship is a good thing. We need entrepreneurs in Ireland. These are the people who create employment, who actually make a difference, who dare to dream and actually realise the dream.
NewADA delivers large-scale software projects to public and private sector clients. Today at HQ in Belfast, Brendan Monaghan is hosting a very important annual occasion. The graduation of a class of local young people who have completed a year-long introduction to the joys of computing, delivered by NewADA volunteer staff tutors.
The IT industry, I believe, has overcomplicated IT. We've created barriers all over the place in terms of getting children involved in this industry. So what are we trying to do there? We're taking children that are generally ignored, schools that are generally ignored, we're introducing them to IT, and we're trying to give them a sense that as inner city kids in Belfast, IT could be something that you could aspire to. And some of those children we're working with are there's one in there today we would give a job to today at the age of 11. Absolutely, he's incredible. We've been working with these guys now for 2 years, and our aim is to try to hopefully have one of these kids come in a couple of years' time and join one of our apprenticeship schemes. That's what we're trying to do.
Founded in 2006, the IT company has gone from strength to strength, growing 35% a year for the last 5 years. This summer, Brendan announced an investment plan of £12 million that will see the staff almost double to more than 360.
I would encourage anybody that's sitting there going, they've got an itch to scratch. You don't want to be lying on your deathbed going, oh if, but. Probably could have started this company 2.5 to 3 years earlier than we did. And it does take a while for you to have the nerve to move across and to take those risks. Once you've made the decision, there's a huge sense of empowerment. It is risky. Failure, people will fail. We fail as an organisation all the time. We encourage failure. We want our staff to fail. And we also want them to be honest and transparent. The only thing that we ask for them is, if they fail, is to tell us.
From capital markets to energy companies, NewADA's clients are large-scale organisations that rely on innovative digital solutions to make the user's experience painless and productive.
How many steps does it take if I want to go in and become a bill pay customer?
My strength in the organisation, my added value would be very much sales. That's my background, that's what I came from, that's what I enjoy doing most. I get a bit grumpy when I'm not out talking to customers.
NewADA staff are scattered across the globe and clients are spread from Japan to Brazil, but Belfast is the hub of it all. So skipping out for a cheeky round of golf with friends is an ongoing temptation for Brendan.
Generally a lot of bad language. It's generally very disrespectful. And
well, it is for £1, you know.
We want to get to £100 million in terms of turnover. Our expansion and growth will very much hopefully come out of Northern Ireland. At the end of the day, we repatriate the US dollar to Northern Ireland. That's one of the things that we talk about.
Outdoor and workwear manufacturer Portwest is a multi-million euro family business, trading globally from century-old foundations in County Mayo.
This particular shop is the shop that Charles Hughes founded in 1904. And it's the start of our business. In the 1930s, my father joined him and successfully managed the business for the next 50 years. So this has been a very fortunate and a great shop for our company. And we're particularly proud that 113 years later, it is still in business.
With the decline of the textile industry in Ireland, followed by the rise of globalisation, Portwest refocused the business and are now an industry leader in the supply of hazard protection and safety gear.
We had to create a new model, and that meant going to China, producing in China. And in recent years, we have decided to build our own factories in Bangladesh and Myanmar. And today we have 1,600 people employed in Bangladesh, and 2 new factories are opening this year. So within the next 3 years, we should have 5,000 people employed in the factories. But this gives us full control of the quality of the shipping on time, and it also gives us a stronger hand with our customers.
Harry leads the family business, ably assisted by brothers Cahill and Owen. The three set high standards in all things, from the performance of their products to the performance of the company.
Yeah, our first year in business, myself and both of my brothers, we nearly doubled the sales, so we had a turnover of £200,000. And over the next 37 years, we grew the business by 20% compound every year. So that has brought us from €200,000 to €150 million. I suppose to put it a different way, we have grown the business 700-fold. And I often joke the fourth generation, who we're lucky are joining our business, that they only have to grow at 7-fold and they can have sales of 1 billion. And it's a collective venture that we're on here. We're going down a road to prove you can build a global company in the west of Ireland.
The latest addition to the family's business dynasty is very close to their hearts. In purchasing Westport House, they aim to preserve this architectural and historical treasure for the whole community.
My granduncle, I think, would be very impressed. All three of the businesses that he founded are still in business today. We have grown into a global company. I think he would be very much surprised knowing that we bought out Westport House, because he was a son of a tenant farmer. My grandfather was a tenant farmer on that estate. So the whole thing has gone full circle.
It is family and sense of place that have been the mainstays of Harry's successful 37 years with Portwest. And he's not finished yet.
Well, I can tell you that the thing I love, that I always remark about Harry, and I never really say to him, is I hate to see him read the paper because invariably he'll start tearing out a little piece of paper and I say, oh no, that's another project on the line. And that's how he starts most of his projects.
Look, I've been a very lucky man in lots of things, and most of my luck came on the day I met Deirdre, and we're a good partnership. I've worked hard with our family. Hopefully a few of them are coming back into the business. Well, I'm not retiring. I don't know about anybody else.
He won't ever retire, no. And I hate the day he'll retire because it's better that he has something to do all the time.
Next week, 5 more finalists in the running for the title on awards night. The Dragon banking on good health, bringing engineering to life, a titanic achievement, betting on IT success, and the siblings with a head for heights.